And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area, Shaw Pirelli and the Shaw Pirelli Law Show, bringing you what matters most with over 50,000 watts of power.
Hi, this is another episode of our podcast, and we're going to talk about national interest waiver. Why is it an interesting visa or a green card? Because a national interest waiver is an EB2 green card. EB2 means employment based category 2, and it goes straight to the green card. Why is it interesting? For there are three main reasons why it is interesting. For one, you don't need a labor certification, so that you don't have to wait a long time to get a labor certification. Number two, you don't need an employer. And number three, if you are born in a country which is not India or China, you will be able to file for an adjustment of status and ultimately get a work permit. Let us look into how we can get a national interest waiver. National interest waiver, they don't have really definition, but the test that they are looking for is was set in a case long time ago under the New York transit test, which basically is the part where the three-part test is you are of substantial intrinsic merit, and in another way to say that is to say that any reasonable person will agree that you are important. The work has applications of national in scope, and number three, the applicant's continued work in this area by nature of he or her proven accomplishment and potential has a potential to make future contributions justifies that we need to waive the labor certification, hence the word national interest waiver. And if you have those three, what they are looking for really in a national interest waiver is that your work will be national in scope. So, in a way to put it, is like the America really needs you, and the whole thing is needed by you, and I mean, by not by you, but by America. And the other element under the national interest waiver, you have to meet the requirements of the EB2 category. The EB2 category requires a bachelor's degree, which is an equivalent of a US bachelor, which is usually 4 years degree plus 5 years experience, or a master's degree. So it is very important that if you want to file for a national interest waiver, you need to meet the requirements of an EB2. And the advantages, like I said, you don't need an employer, and number two, you actually can file this pretty much in one shot and wait for the approval, and you can even file for an adjustment of status if you are not from India or China, based on the visa bulletin that we have right now. So bottom line, it is a good idea to look into a national interest waiver, although sometimes people think it's not something they want to have, but it is a good idea for other reasons. The other reason that I can find that I can think is a national interest waiver is filed the I-140 belongs to you. That means if you change job, since the national interest waiver is a self petition, you carry it with you. No employer can really revoke that. So that's another advantage of a national interest waiver. Oftentimes people don't know we have been able to bring people directly from countries where EB2 is current with bypassing H1B, or people who are students here can bypass the H1B process and go straight to the national interest waiver if they don't qualify for EB1A. So good luck to all, and anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. The number to call 510-742-5887. The website to check, attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. Thank you.